You know, it's kind of funny. About 90% of the world's population uses one of these, yet we don't even know a sliver of what they do. In today's society, mobile phones do a lot for us. They help us wake up in the morning, plan our schedules, they help control appliances and other devices, and, as its most valuable asset, helps us communicate with people both near and far anytime we want. And this all sounds really good, and believe me, I use my phone a lot too. But how much do we really know about our computerized companions? My name is Zach Caldwell, and we are delving into the cyberspace. So before we rip this topic to shreds, we should first understand the history of cell phones. The idea was first hypothesized in 1947 by Bell Labs, but the first legitimate cell phone wasn't created until 1973 by Dr. Martin Cooper and his team at Motorola. Jumping ahead to 1984, when Motorola distributes their new invention to the public. 10 years after it was launched, in 1992, Nokia releases their first cell phone. Wanting to join in on the party, IBM releases the Simon Personal Communicator in 1994. Moving to 2001, the first 3G network was launched in Japan. Meanwhile, Apple develops their first iPhone in 2007. The first 4G network is launched in Wyoming and Amsterdam in 2008, and Android launches the HTC Dream in 2008 as well. To top it off, 2009 was when the first LTE network was launched. So that's all well and good, but why would we be discussing this topic if they provided such amazing advancements to our society and culture? I would say you are correct, friendly viewer. However, there are still some issues associated with cell phones that we just don't realize. One of these issues has to do with general health risks. It's been shown that people who talk on the phone for several hours a day have a 50% higher chance of getting brain cancer. As well, extensive cell phone use has been linked to headaches, decreased attention, shortness of temper, sleep disorder, and can affect eye health. Cell phones also have a link to a problem that we are still facing today: bullying. Cyberbullying has been shown to create increased feelings of anger, isolation, and humiliation.
I don't get any Instagram likes. What's that? Oh no! Not again!
It's been shown that cell phones cause people to have less self-esteem when talking to others, cause more road accidents because of texting and driving, and make issues in the classroom because of using cell phones to cheat.
Carter, look at this meme.
That's a funny meme.
I know, right? Nice.
One person who is knowledgeable in how cell phones affect the classroom is Mr. Barclay Spady, principal of Bev Facey High School. We were able to get an interview with Mr. Spady to talk about the new cell phone policy and its effects on the school environment.
Hello, Mr. Spady. What is your opinion on cell phone use in classrooms?
Well, cell phones can be a very good tool to be used in classrooms. Unfortunately, we see some students not using them as judiciously as they could. However, for the vast majority, I do believe it is a very valuable tool to have in classrooms.
All right. What are some ways that you think that students should be able to use their cell phones in classrooms?
Well, cell phone use or any sort of digital device can be used as a way to leverage learning. through engagement. So, for example, in a history context, when we talk about a topic, everybody can pull out their device and do a quick search and see how it links to the curriculum and things of that nature. So I think there's a lot of ways that it can be utilized effectively.
And what's your opinion of the current cell phone policy?
Well, there really isn't one on the current level. It leaves it up to teacher discretion, which can sometimes be a bit problematic when we look at consistency throughout the school or throughout the division.
Do you support the new one?
I do support the new EAPS policy around that. I'm not sure that a grade 3 student needs a phone in their classroom. However, with high school kids, I do believe having access to technology is important. However, it'll look slightly different from department to department.
Well, if you had the means to change it, what would you do to the new policy?
Well, I think the most effective piece is one-to-one technology. So if every student in the school had access to a device, whether that's a Chromebook, whether that's some tablet or some other device, I think that's the most effective way to have learning, because then you're empowered and you have your own device that works best for you, regardless of what classroom that would be in.
All right, thank you.
Excellent, thank you.
Which brings us to our second issue, about how cell phones make us disconnected from the people around us. Roughly, the average person checks their phone every 6.5 minutes. That's roughly around 150 times a day. How does this affect human interaction? It's been shown that 89% of people know that using a cell phone during a conversation hurts the overall interaction. Despite this information, 82% of people use their phones anyways. It's been said that people use phones to avoid human interaction and an awkward situation. To be honest, maybe I was a bit too harsh on cell phones, saying that they're out to destroy humanity. There have been a lot of positives that cell phones have brought that I haven't even discussed yet. One of these has to do with globalization. We now have the revolutionary ability of talking to anyone around the world anytime we want. People from 50 years ago would have thought you were crazy. Heck, maybe even like 30 years. This is a remarkable feat by cell phones that we really need to give them credit for. Another positive has to do with video games, which is interesting because video games are thought of as just a big waste of time. Video games have been shown to increase problem-solving skills, balance, and even memory. Video games have also been used in medical institutions to help patients who are recovering in hospital. There have also been a lot of careers that have been created because of cell phones and technology, such as IT techs, cell phone factory workers, and even repair people. In a recent study, it's shown that people in these careers make around $37 an hour, so it does provide stable income. In our changing world and us being more dependent on technology, it makes people who have studied in the technology field very valuable. So let's take a step back and look at all of this. Technology like cell phones has advanced our society in many different ways. It's helped us communicate with anyone, research anything, and has bettered our society in many different ways. However, there are risks with extensive cell phone use. As far as I see it, technology is never going to go away, and will continue to grow and advance based on human needs. All we need to remember is to stay in control and know what they're doing to assist us. And if we want change, then we need to fight for it. My name is Zach Colwell, and thank you for watching.